It's been a hot minute since I've made a video. So today I'm here to celebrate New Year, hence the star crown which I made. And we're going to get back into the groove of things. So, to be completely honest, I have, from about the 15th of December, fallen completely off the wellness bandwagon. I stopped all of my healthy habits, stopped looking after myself. There was a week there where I was just eating toast for every meal. I'm not proud of it, but it's the honest truth, and I think that's why it's taken me a while to get into the New Year spirit. Not doing all of my wellness habits has left me feeling very burnt out, super tired, and really not interested. And then on top of the overwhelm and the burnout feeling, there was this feeling of extra pressure because it was a new year and a new decade, and because I'm into well-being, I should have been on top of my game at the start of the year, but I was just really overwhelmed, exhausted, and burnt out. But we're here now. So I thought it would be interesting to document that journey of getting back into the groove of things for you. So today's video is kind of like a three-parter. There's going to be three things. The first part, I'm going to do a little reflection on last year, and then I thought we would clear out some space, both mentally and physically, to make room for all the new stuff. And then the third thing that I want to do is kind of get very clear on my intentions, my goals, and my focus and my word for 2020. So let's dive into the 2019 review thing. A couple of things that I wanted to share from the top of my head. I'm super proud of myself that I did not buy any fast fashion in 2019. My goal was to thrift all of my clothes apart from exercise clothes and I believe like swimwear, and mission accomplished. Oh, and underwear. That was okay to buy brand new, but everything else had to be thrifted. Super proud of myself. One of my goals was to read all of the Harry Potter books again. I just finished Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows last night. So 8 days over is not too bad. Just a week over the year. So I'm still going to count that as mission accomplished. Leaving my job was a massive highlight for me. I am doing freelance work there, but cool. I felt like when I compared it to everyone else that I didn't have a big year last year. I didn't do anything like amazing, but once I reflected, I realized that I did have a big year, and it was a big year for my mental health. I took a lot of steps out of my comfort zone and I grew a whole lot. And if I compare 2019 to 2018, the growth was so evident, and I had moved so much that there's just I'm really proud of myself, because I wouldn't have been able to move jobs in 2018. In 2018, I couldn't go to the shops by myself, and in 2019, I started going to things like Breathe and really focused on my well-being, and I saw massive results, and I felt a whole lot better for it. Another big thing that was something that I learned and was actually one of my goals was to not be scared of my feelings, and rather than packing them all away, to look into them. And I think I'm much better at that. I looked at some pretty heavy things that I had packed away neatly in a little cardboard box in my body. And I'm more accepting with my feelings now, and I have a healthier relationship with them, which I'm super proud of. That's sort of the reflection part. So the next step we're going to do is clear out some space, because things have gotten messy. Last year we did a massive clean out and clear out where we reorganized the entire house and then shifted furniture and got this beautiful headboard, and all that goodness. And I still feel like I have stuff that I need to shift, so I want to empty my drawers today and then clean the kitchen a little bit, and get rid of the rubbish and get rid of the gunk and just make it all neat and tidy. So we're going to focus on the physical space, and then after that we will do the mental stuff. So let's go.
We did that because you wanted to. What? Yeah. Why would I want to do that? That's degrading to only women.
So the next part looks like emptying these drawers. These bottom two are mine. And I just want to have a look through and get rid of some stuff that I don't need. These are all the clothes that I have pulled out of my drawers to donate because I never wear them, so yes. I can't actually see my feet. But I won't make 2 trips upstairs.
I would rather die than make 2
I would
trips.
rather fall down the stairs and die.
Because we're sneaking to water.
Just taking all this random stuff off. Okay, so now we've done a little bit of a clear out on our space, and that looked like just a general tidy, clearing out things from my wardrobe that I no longer wear, and making space for magic to happen. So the next part of the clearing out is clearing out the mind and all the mental space. So for me, that is journaling. I did have a really good journal practice where I was journaling daily, sometimes morning and night. But your girl fell off the bandwagon, as I've already mentioned. So the first time I journaled was yesterday. And previous to that, it was like the 18th or something of December. So it had been a hot minute. So I'm going to get myself a snack, get myself comfy on the sofa, and do some journaling for like a couple of hours. And get all the stuff that's in my mind onto paper. I've always been a journaler. I find it really therapeutic for me because everything in my head feels like chaos. It feels like everything's kind of like a tangled ball of spaghetti, and when I put it on paper, I'm able to clearer see my thoughts, my feelings, and also better understand myself. So I'm a huge fan of journaling. It's a big part of my life. The way I journal is I just write down whatever comes to my mind, stream of consciousness, good old style, whatever needs to get out, get out. But I thought I could share some journal prompts which might help you if you are feeling stuck. What's on my mind right now? What do I need to get off my chest? What advice do I need to give myself right now? What feels like a struggle at the moment and what could be easy? And how can I live as my most aligned, authentic self? My favorite way to journal, as I said, is free writing. I just get a pen and I put everything that's in my brain onto paper. So that is what I'm going to do now and clear some of my mental clutter. So I have got myself my favorite tea. It's night tea by Puka. And I have a snack of raspberries, strawberries, and vegan Nutella. Yum, 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 yum. And now I'm going to just do some journaling. So, see you in a couple of hours. So I have...
Lost my life,
Yeah. So I've lost my mind. So I have just spent the last, I don't know, hour journaling. And I'm feeling very tired. I don't know if that's the tea, because it is actually a sleepy nighttime tea. And I drink it all the time. Or just because it's a lot of emotions and feelings I had, and I went through it. I don't know, it's a lot. So 100% after this, I'm going to go and watch New Girl. But before, the last thing I wanted to do in this video was to go over my goals and get really clear on my intentions and everything. So I've got some notebooks. It's written across multiple notebooks because I'm wise. So idea is I'm going to get it all on paper. There's no real method I'm following because I know I have a word, I have an intention, like an overarching intention for the whole year, and then I have a couple of goals that I want to do. So, oh, and then I have focuses, like priorities. So I just have a lot of things and we need to write them all down. So let's begin. My word for the year is nourish. That was in one of my goals from last year. My overarching goal was to nourish myself. So that's my word, nourish. I'm really excited about it. It wasn't until Les reminded me of that word that I felt like that word really fit for this year as well. So I'm going to write that down. Journal! Yeah! Theme of the year or focus is self-love. What really helped me get a lot more narrower in my goals this year was something that Daisy said. I always mention Daisy, but she said that we don't live in a vacuum, that everything, when you work on one area of your life, everything else starts to change as well. So last year my goals were all over the place. I wanted to do this and this and this, so many things, and it was very overwhelming. But this year I've decided to simplify everything because we don't live in a vacuum, and if I work and focus on my self-love, then the other areas of my life are going to improve as well. Yay! Yeah!
Yeah!
Stop singing! I have always found it really hard to pick the one thing that the priorities. Like narrowing it down to 3 things I've always found very hard because I don't want to miss out on anything. So I want to do everything, and I want my priority to be everything, you know. I want my priority to be my career and money and family and health and well-being and happiness and all this stuff. But what I realized at the end of last year was that I only have so much that I can do. There's only so much of myself that I can give, and there's only so much time in a day. There are lots of resources online that can help you figure out what your priorities are and what priorities are in general. But as an example, there are career, mind, body, family, friends, money. I think a lot of it is very personal because what might be my priority might not be yours. So my 3 priorities for this year are my mind, which is like my mental health, and that looks a whole lot like soul food, routines, doing the wellness stuff, like meditating and journaling. Connection is another one of my priorities, and that is family and friends. And one of my big goals with the whole house reorganization, which I've mentioned in a previous video, is that I wanted to foster more communication and connection in our household. So that's still really big one up there, as well as making friends. My 3rd is body, which is my physical well-being and the human suit I wear on this planet. So yeah, those are my priorities. Another thing I wanted to write down is like the feelings I want to feel this year, which might be a weird one, but I think, I don't know, it just feels right, and it feels like somewhere I want to go. So, and firstly, I'll just say as a disclaimer, feelings are fleeting, and we live on a roller coaster, on a wave, and feelings change. You can't be happy all the time, and I think that should be said, because some people put their goals as be happy, and I think that's probably a really immeasurable goal, because you might be happy, you will be happy at some point during the year, but you're not going to be in a constant state of happiness. and that's okay because we're all human beings. So that's my side note about feelings. But let's get back to what I want to feel more of this year. For me, the top one is fun. Fun is always my top thing that I want to incorporate more into my life. I just want to have fun. I just think that's the point of living. We should just all have fun. I've also written down alignment, which to me looks like being in alignment with my values, myself, and just being really authentically me, which I'm excited to embody more of this year. At the end of last year, I started dipping my toes in the water of authenticity, and I loved it. Like, it was really scary, but this year, that's just what I want to be. I want to be wholeheartedly me and stop people pleasing and being something I'm not to get the approval of someone else, which I often fall into the trap of doing. So, and then the third one I wrote down is connection, which is also a priority. The last thing that I want to write down on my piece of paper is like general goals. I'm just going to get really clear on how to structure them together and put it down on the paper. If you're keeping in mind your priorities, you can list kind of three goals, 3 sub-goals under each priority. So let's begin by writing down our 3 priorities. On a piece of paper, and then I'm going to put my goals on. So I had foster connection and communication in our household, which is still something I want to do, and then a sub-goal under that one was save up for an outdoor dining set. So, also I don't have get a dog on this list. So I have one about I'd like to increase my physical fitness so that I can see benefits over my entire life. So that's my sexy drive. And also my body. Last year, right now, I've been feeling really discouraged about my body and being really uncomfortable in my own skin. So I know it's generic, but I want to feel better in myself. And to me, that looks like physical fitness. Dare I say, lose a couple of pounds. And with goals, I think the important thing is to word it right, to word it with drive and passion and intention, and that way they will motivate you to actually do it. And then that way you feel more, bam, I want to get these goals done. So let's write it down. I think I figured it out. I'm trying to keep things super simple and super minimal this year so I don't get overwhelmed, which, I get overwhelmed a lot. I've written my goals down on this piece of paper. Top of the list is get a dog. Then it's move to Myring Bay or Long Bay. I am keeping an open mind about this because in my head I immediately go to that's a long-term goal. Like, it's not something that's achievable right now. But I've written it down because it is something that I would like to do in the future. And you never know how or when things are going to happen. So that under mind and heart, I've said focus on self-love and treat myself as I would someone I love. Stand in my authenticity, which means looking into past hurts and really delving into that stuff so I can show up as authentically me and look after myself. So do the self-care things. Meditate, journal, soul foods. I'm gonna be there for it. Connection, family and friends. Foster connection and communication in our house and save up for an outdoor dining table. Have the courage to talk with the girls. Open my heart and manifest some like-minded lifelong friendships. Nourish my relationship with Luke. Third category, which is body, is nourish myself with movement and whole foods. Increase my physical fitness so that I can happily stand in my own skin and see the benefits across my life. So yes, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling a lot better than I was because when I started making this video, I was in a state of real overwhelm. But now I have written everything out. I've got things out of my brain onto paper, and I'm did some journaling, cleared some space, wrote out my goals and intentions, and all that good stuff of where I want to head this year and what I want to do. So now I'm feeling less, was feeling really like, what am I doing with my life kind of thing before. So I'm glad that I now have my focuses super clear and written down on paper. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. I think my next few videos I'm feeling a little bit inspired to continue with this 2020 wellness train jam and do some videos around each of my priorities, so mind, connection and body. So I might do that. We'll see how I go, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you more in 2020. If you have any video recommendations, please let me know down below. And what is your word or intention, just a single word or intention for 2020? Mine is nourish, my intention is self-love. So let me know yours because I'm super interested to know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!